All right, so Donald Trump made a statement today regarding the legalization of marijuana, which honestly surprised me. I didn't think I honestly thought he was just going to go along with Jeff Sessions, who's like, man, I think this thing is the worst drug that's ever been introduced to humanity, and we're going to have right. Like I thought he was just going to go with Jeff Sessions, but apparently he supports the decriminalization of it, which is surprising. So there is this bill that has been presented to Congress numerous times. It's called the Ending Federal Marijuana Prohibition Act, and the most recent time was 2017. And one of the leading sponsors of this thing is, no surprise, a Republican senator from Colorado named Cory Gardner. And today, Donald Trump gave a statement saying, quote, "I support Cory Gardner. I know exactly what he's doing. We've looked at it, but I will probably end up supporting that, yes." Now, this is a decriminalization. This is not a legalization. This does not mean you're going to be able to go out on the street, pick up a blunt, and just start puffing, right? That's not what it means. This means that it is decriminalized. And this is something that I've talked about and a lot of people have supported for a long time, right? Because you've got the two sides to the legalization argument. You've got the one side where people are like, this is just the miracle drug. It's the greatest thing ever. It's going to cure all disease, and everything will be peaceful. It'll end war, and there's no side effects. And then you got people on the other side who's like, it's literally the devil's lettuce. Nothing worse has ever been introduced to humanity before, like the Jeff Sessions, right? You've got like Venice Beach hippie Jeff Sessions. But there are these people in the middle who are saying, you know what? I don't really support legalization, but I don't support these strict regulations regarding marijuana. Let's decriminalize it. And that's where I am. And because I don't want to legalize it. I mean, I'll get to this, but I don't want to legalize something that we do not. I want to. If we're going to legalize it, I want it to be legalized for a good reason. And I don't think I want to get baked is a good enough reason to legalize marijuana, right? I just don't think that's good enough reason. Now, I can get along with behind the medical marijuana thing, because if you're sick and medical marijuana will help you, it's been proven to help with PTSD, it's been proven to help with anxiety. Let those people do it if they're sick and they need it. But legalizing it because you want to get high, I don't think that's going to help society, and I'm not really in favor of anything that's not going to help society. I want to see society flourish. And I don't think marijuana will help with that. And obviously people who smoke weed will just agree, like, man, you just don't know. You just don't know all the great things this thing does. But, if you smoke weed, you shouldn't be thrown in jail. That's another thing, right? We always complain, our prisons are overcrowded, we're spending too much money on our prison system. Stop throwing people who smoke weed in prison. In fact, stop throwing people who do any drugs in prison. It's been proven. If you get a heroin addict and you throw him or her in prison and they come out, they are more than likely to start doing it again, right? That's what the statistics show. They're going to just go back to the needle. So if you really want to stop it, rehabilitation. And now I'm not saying that marijuana and heroin are on the same level, but we definitely shouldn't be throwing these people in jail. If we do want to save money and fix our prison system, that's a great place to start. But essentially what this bill would do is, the first thing, it would remove marijuana from the Controlled Substance Act. Now, that's obviously, remove it from that, and that's just the regulation from the government. The bill will also eliminate criminal penalties for individuals who import, export, manufacture, distribute, or possess with intent to distribute marijuana. Now, you can do that, but it all depends on the laws of your jurisdiction. So if you're in a jurisdiction and it's not legalized, you can't. And that's one of the big things. There are 9 states that have legalized it for adult use, and there are 20 states that have legalized it for medical use. And in the states like California who have legalized it for adult use, people are freaked out to work with it. And so people say that lifting the federal prohibition will bolster effects to create uniform testing, regulatory standards, and free scientists to pursue research on the medical uses of marijuana, which I think is great. Let's research it. Let's see what's going on with that. But they're afraid about federal, law enforcements and seizures, and so most lenders are afraid to work with medical marijuana businesses, with manufacturers, things like that, because of the risks associated with, especially when you got Jeff Sessions talking about a federal crackdown on marijuana. There's not enough going on in the country. What we need to focus on right now is a plant, right? And I'm not that type of person that makes those arguments, but it makes sense, right? We've got this huge debt. We've got issues going on with trade in China. We've got the North Korea summit coming up. We've got Hillary Clinton, who you should be investigating, Jeff Sessions. We've got all these issues, and you're focused on a crackdown of marijuana, right? Illegal immigration, really bad right now. They just found a tunnel in Arizona that's possibly being used to smuggle children, sex trafficking into the country. Like, let's focus on those issues first before we start focusing on marijuana. But I don't, like I said, I don't exactly support the legalization, but I do want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. I do think it should be up to the states. I think, if you live in a state that legalizes it and you don't like it, leave, right? If you're in a state that doesn't have it legalized and you want to be in a state that legalized it, then move, right? So it's that simple. But I want to know your guys' thoughts down below. Do you support the legalization of marijuana? Tell me why or why not. Do you support the decriminalization of marijuana? Tell me why or why not in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and share, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any more future videos. Also, don't forget to check out the most recent episode of the Star Spangled Hammered podcast, which is my podcast. New episodes come out every single Thursday. It's a great show. It's super funny, so click the link in the description of this video to check it out. I will catch up with you guys next time. Bye-bye.